Brand new week, people. Brand new week.
Yeah, it is.
Where does the time go, though?
Welcome back, Mike.
You know,
Yes.
you know why? You know why? This is so cool.
What?
By this time last month, we're still in the first week.
Yeah. Okay.
But we've got
Leave this January
19 days into February already.
Yeah.
Like,
February
you know,
is flying by.
it is. It is. You know, it is.
I thought
It's actually-
January was fast.
Wow.
Like, I think I'm the only person I know that thought January was
That's
fast.
because you were home for half of the month of
No,
January.
it doesn't matter.
Sleeping and waking
the
up.
fact that you are
matters,
home is enough for you to say,
Very
today you
matters.
are dry.
It matters.
You were calm. You were
It
cool and calm.
matters. It matters.
That
But
leave
then,
time. And so how do you think the paper's going to go?
which paper?
The exam.
It'll go good. It'll go good.
We're
A lot of people send
expecting-
messages. I don't know. A lot of people send messages. I'm like, man, you didn't read.
Because they knew you were busy with Valentine's.
Yes, now because it was actually really surreal not having Mike on the show. It was like, wait, Mike is not true. Okay, wait, what do you do?
And it had
Like,
me reading sports. You know,
yeah, like, it was just like.
something to
That
say.
would have been
So we kind of
something.
missed you.
Yeah.
Don't want your head
Titi,
to
the
it's
fall.
just
black
one
and
day
silver
now,
is
it's just
working
one
for
day.
me.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
It's working for
What-
me.
what?
The black and silver.
Oh, thank
Nice.
you, darling.
Nice.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Okay, so a
how's
number of
weekend?
things happened over
Over
the weekend.
yeah.
So many things happened. And one thing football fans are looking forward to is the Chelsea-Barcelona match. And
It's going to be.
That's going to be a
all of
whooping
a
for
sudden, I've started
Chelsea.
my hashtag Barcelona again.
Oh my God, serious.
Because
I don't
I'm
know how
like,
she does it.
Chelsea?
I don't know how she drags football into this.
I don't know.
You
I can't help it.
It's
I
going to
just
be.
love
It's going to be a
football.
whooping for Chelsea, man.
Why do
No,
you
it's
think
not going to
that?
be a whooping. They might not
It will be.
survive
It will
it.
be. You see, you see, there's something about rivalry. You know, there's something about that Messi and Ronaldo rivalry. You know, and if you see the way Messi plays, they are now equal on the same number of Ballon d'Ors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knows that. Look, the Champions League will win the league. The Champions League is the only thing Real Madrid have. If Ronaldo should win it, that guy will go on 6. So
Yes.
if you see the way the guy plays now,
It's an
we
interesting.
saw him over the weekend, man. That guy's not. He's going.
Careful though,
He's going to
injuries.
destroy. And then
I'm
Chelsea.
actually very
They're not.
worried
They're not.
for him
It's
about
not the
that.
best of times, you know, for them. But something quite cool, you know. Our skeleton athlete, Simi Sola.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't qualify after a heat, but then is there something about? For you to get there, she was among the best 40 in the world. Yes, she didn't qualify. She was placed among the last, but then it's a big thing.
Yeah.
It was history for Nigeria, history for Africa. So
Amazing. Amazing.
congrats
work. You're getting
Congratulations to
Simi
her.
Sola
So
for doing
that
well.
particular sport actually, it's so scary.
It is.
They're going head first.
on. Come on, that thing
Even
is scary.
At like over 80 miles per hour, head first.
Head
on a
first,
sleigh,
on a
literally
sleigh.
on a sleigh.
That sport
Crazy.
is just something else.
crazy.
It is.
If something, I know the walls are kind of padded and
Yeah.
protected, and it's smaller, so you can't, you know, because at times they hit the wall and all that. But if something happens and you go off there,
Wow.
or more,
Let's not even
let's
think
not even
about
I'm
it.
telling you,
Let's not
there's nothing
even
about
think
it. So,
about
but that sport is something, you know. You see them boom and then they go high speed and all that. She did quite.
Well, it
she
looks
did
like
quite
fun
well.
though. Like when you watch it.
Yeah,
you're
it
like,
can
this
be
thing would
fun,
nice.
especially the.
I'd like to see you do
the you know
Yes,
the ski. Oh, the jump ski.
Yeah.
I know it's called where you see them
Yeah.
high speeds and then on the air, whew, and then the skis like that's like wow.
As
Winter
cute
sports.
as that thing
Those
is,
winter
it's
sports
very...
are.
They're just
Yeah.
somehow. I'm telling you,
very somehow.
they're just somehow.
Because you're
I'm
on
telling
ice
you.
now, so you're supposed
I'm telling
to
you,
be
winter sports is
moving
just
on
somehow.
and
It's
all.
just somehow. We should just
You know
find
what,
something.
You have to have mind. No wonder Africans don't do it.
No, it's not that.
No,
we should have
because
we
you don't have
have
snow.
winter. Exactly. We
Yes.
should have Hamatan sports doing something
Yeah.
like that.
Which one is about inside the desert?
Yeah,
Maybe.
actually.
No, there's a Dakar rally. So, you know, we do sports that
You
will
know-
suit our own environment.
Yeah.
Let's just go straight to the
You know
news.
the interesting thing, when you're slipping and sliding around, really, and you get paid for it.
Yeah.
it's-
So we're heading on over to the kitchen where Mary and Chef Tina are waiting to tell us what's on the menu for this morning. We're excited.
The first thing I can see here is quite a large spread. Welcoming you to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning. So, Chef Tina Akpan of Tasty Treats. Great to have you here. Your first time here. Okay, so what are we making today?
Oh, we're making Chinese soup and white rice.
Chinese soup and white rice. Okay, so what are we making?
We have a whole lot here. We have our chicken, our red pepper, green pepper, yellow pepper. We have our sausage. We have a blended ginger and garlic.
This is blended. I actually thought it was stock.
It's blended ginger and garlic.
Oh, interesting. Okay. What
Then
else?
We have a carrot. We have a cauliflower. We have a chili pepper. Chili pepper.
Chili pepper.
Yes. Then
Okay.
we have our spring onions.
Okay. What else do we have there? Seasoning cubes.
Yeah, we have a seasoning cube. Then we have a corn flour, curry and thyme. Then our soy sauce.
Okay. Then, of course, the salt and pepper shaker.
Yes.
Yeah, so take us through the process.
Okay.
Huh? Okay, so as you can see, we're making Chinese soup and rice. And according to Chef Tina, we have chicken, we have grounded garlic and, what did she say was here again? Yeah, grounded garlic and ginger. We also have green pepper, we have red pepper, and we have yellow pepper, all bell peppers, as well as carrots. We have chilies. For those who have always wondered what chilies look like raw, here's an opportunity to see what it actually looks like raw. And we also have spring onions, we have thyme here, we have curry, we have seasoning cubes, we have potato. Just one potato was what she cut into tiny cubes there, so she diced them up. We also have cauliflower, we have ginger, we have onions, we have garlic, we have butter, that's margarine, and of course sausages and corn flour, as well as
Soy sauce.
soy sauce. So let's get started. What's the first thing you're going to do?
My chicken.
Yeah.
Straight to the pot.
Straight into the pot.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I
Let's
had.
make sure this is on.
Yeah.
Do you want it very hot? Or
Yes.
Very hot.
Yes.
So when you're doing this, you have to do it like you want to make jollof rice, like the highest temperature. Okay. So
Okay, what goes next is
ginger and garlic.
ginger and garlic.
Now, how did you achieve this? Did you put in water, a lot of water, or you probably put in some kind of liquid?
I just added little water.
Okay.
Just little water.
Normal blending, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then I have my seasoning,
Okay. What else do you add in?
my salt.
Your salt.
Yeah.
Okay. Then,
Then my onions.
oh, your onion goes.
Yes, goes. And it's very good for you to use white onion.
Is there a particular reason?
Yes,
Why?
because when you use the white onions,
Yeah.
what happens is this, you don't have this funny color. Because when you're making Chinese soup,
Yeah.
you use white onions. That's just the main reason why we use that.
Normal onions give like a kind of pinkish or purplish look.
Yes,
So this one will give you just the plain white
the
color.
plain white color.
Aha. It's not like it has a special fragrance or just the color.
Just the color.
Okay, okay. So right after the onions, what goes in next?
Just little water.
Just a little water?
Yeah.
Okay, so besides the water though, what else goes in?
You just allow your chicken
Okay, to
get-
boil.
Yeah.
How long would that take?
We're actually using, there's a particular chicken you use, the soft chicken that doesn't take too much time for it to cook.
Cook, okay.
Yes. So you just leave it, let's say for like 10, 20 minutes is okay for your chicken. Then the next thing you do, just add all your vegetables in. And as you're adding your vegetables, the ones that goes in first is actually your carrot.
The carrots go in first.
The carrot go in first. Then
Doesn't
when-
that kill the crunchiness?
No.
It doesn't matter.
No, it
It
doesn't.
won't?
It won't do that.
Okay.
Then what you do after that, the last thing you put in here is your pepper.
Okay.
The green pepper, the red pepper, and the yellow pepper.
Okay.
The reason why is this: before you drop your pot,
Yeah.
you just add this, and then let's say in like a minute or thereabout, you just bring.
So everything cooks in less than a minute.
Yes.
So everything here goes in. What are we going to be doing with the cauliflower though?
Every other thing will go. Like I said the last thing that will go into the pot is actually your green
Pepper,
pepper.
but the carrots go in
The carrot
first.
go in first. Then
Followed by
the Irish
potato.
potatoes,
Okay.
your cauliflower, then the
sausage. That goes in.
That
At
goes
what
in.
point do these go in?
I've
or
already
you already
added.
have them grounded? Okay.
Yes,
So this is
to
just the
marinate.
raw version of this?
Yes.
And then the
your
spring onions for garnishing?
For garnishing.
Okay. What about the chilies?
The chilies goes
Alongside,
alongside
all the
with-
peppers going together.
goes together, yeah.
So what are we using the curry and thyme for?
We use curry and thyme just for seasoning.
Just for seasoning?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we're good. Oh, I see soy sauce too.
Yeah.
What are we using that for?
We use, you can add little while you're cooking, but it's ideal when you're done, you just add little.
Just a little?
Little when you're about to drop
Okay.
your pot. Then you can also use it to present, when you want to present your
meal.
dish. Yeah.
Okay. But you haven't mentioned the...
I did. The corn flour.
The corn flour.
The corn flour is to thicken your soup.
Okay.
It depends on how you want to thicken your soup. You can actually use little, and if you want it more thicker, you can add more. But me, I just want it to be a little bit light.
Okay.
So I will just use maybe a tablespoon of this.
Okay.
And
the standard is light, or you can have it anywhere?
you can have it anyhow you like.
So it's just for you to have the soup as it is?
Yes.
Interesting. We're making Chinese soup.
And white rice.
And white rice, yes. So Chinese soup and white rice, that's what we're making today. And as you can see, there's quite a spread here. There's going to be a lot of work going on with you cutting and all. We might not be able to go over this entire process. So here's what we're going to do. You know for sure that the chicken is boiling now. When we come back, you'll be seeing us put in all the ingredients. And I'm sure by then, Chef Tina of Tasty Treats will have the rice boiling as well. Remember, it's still Wake Up Nigeria. We are right here in the kitchen. We'll go on a short break now.
Welcome back. Now, last week on the show, we talked about managing money for business growth, but it felt like we were jumping the gun. So this morning, we want to talk about starting and maintaining a business, which requires a lot of knowledge about the financial options that are available at every stage, and is available usually to begin with understanding how best to source for capital, since that's necessary, of course, to even start the business in the first place. Now, joining us to talk about this is financial expert Sharif Badamosi, who was here last week. Of course, he's not a stranger to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, sir.
You're welcome.
So, it looked like we jumped the gun last week because,
Yeah.
we just went straight into how to manage the money and, for, business growth and all of that. But here we are talking about even starting the business in the first place, before you start the business.
Yeah.
So let's talk about capital, startup capital.
Yep.
How do we begin?
Well, before anybody starts looking for money, because normally what you hear a lot of people say is that I want to start a business and I'm looking for money, I'm looking for capital. That's the biggest problem that I have. No, it's not the biggest problem.
Are you sure though? Because I mean, in Nigeria, people say
I know.
Nobody wants to listen to you, nobody wants to hear your idea, even the banks don't want to help.
Well, that's the thing, because the idea itself is what's going to attract people. Even when you're going to source finance, there are three different ways of sourcing finance. We'll get to that in a minute. But normally having a plan to start with is very, very important. And having a solid plan that builds into it contingencies, which is risk factors, that builds into it a clear picture of what your outcomes are going to be from your business, and things like that are what attracts people to put their money in. There are quite a number of investors around that are looking for opportunities to be able to put their money in and get it back.
So when you say having a plan, are you talking about having a business plan?
Yes, having a business plan. With that also comes probably 3 to 5 year projection, I would say. And when I talk about projection, I'm saying, for instance, if I'm going to get a startup capital of 100,000, how am I going to invest that 100,000 in this business with this plan that enables me to be able to make money, reinvest again, make money over a 3 to 5 year period. So that's showing a clear picture of how you're going to take your business to the next level from start.
Okay. So now, so you're saying, what you're saying essentially is, no matter how small the business is, have a plan.
Yes.
And have projections.
Yes.
So even if it's 50,000, if it's 100,000,
exactly,
there has to be a plan.
There has to be, yeah. Because even for you, your plan helps you to be able to go back to the drawing board and say, oh, I've missed that, or I was supposed to do this, or this was my original intention. And how do you modify something that doesn't exist? So a lot of people are shooting in the dark, trying to run the business, see what works, and they do a lot of trial and error, and that's where they waste a lot of their capital.
All right, so let's go. So I have my plan. My plan is ready, whether it's 5 pages or 25 pages, or whatever it is. So it's ready now.
Yeah.
What's the next thing?
Okay, now you need to source your capital. Now, there are 3 different ways in which you can source capital. The best always is self-generated capital, which means that, let's say, for instance, you're working in a full-time job, you're disciplined enough to save money, and you have a pot of money, or you happen to be lucky to come into some inheritance, or something happened, you struck it lucky, maybe with a lottery or something, and you end up with a big pot of money, and you decide, instead of just spending this money, I want to be able to do something tangible with it. I want to be able to invest and start a business. That's good capital. Another form of capital you can have is debt, which means you just go out there and borrow the money outrightly, and you owe people money money, but debt attracts interest rates, and depending, it's always a burden for any business starting up. A third is equity. Equity is when you go up to someone, rather than borrow the money, you say, look, I'm going to give you 20% of my business if you give me this. So whatever money we make, I will split it with you in accordance with the equity that we have. Some people use a hybrid, a combination of all three. You can, but these are things you have to investigate. And how do you source your capital, the type of capital you source, would also depend how easy or difficult your business is moving forward.
Okay, I mean, so you've given us three options. First is self-sourced, so maybe
which is the best. Yeah.
You
You don't
save
know
money,
anybody.
you struck gold
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and then but equity though, how do you go about engaging the right person to split, the capital or the startup capital with?
As I said, there are people that are looking for good investments. If you believe very strongly in your business plan, you might get shut down a bit, but it doesn't matter. You just keep on persistent. Again, that's why it's important to have a plan, because if I come up to you and I said, oh, give me 100,000 now, let's start a business, and you go, what's in it for me? Everybody's asking, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
And they're not wrong to ask that, because why am I going to put hard-earned money down to someone? And another part of it is believing in the individual themselves. You have to believe in me.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a very clear-cut business plan, and I explain to you how I'm going to make this money, I'm explaining to you also how I'm going to invest this 100,000 you're giving me, I'm explaining to you how your investment is going to come out and when you're likely to make your returns, and you see it, and obviously with every business, there's always an element of risk. And you look at it and you go, it might be something I may be interested in investing in, and you give me your money in good faith. There you go. Equity is sourced.
But there's people watching now and they're saying that, look, I've tried all of this. I have a little bit of money saved. It's not enough for what I want to do. I've tried to get someone to partner with me. I've not been able to find. And the banks, no one is listening. The banks are not listening to me. The interest rates are too high anyway. What do I do next? So I have this great idea. A little bit of money saved is not enough. And I can't find someone who will support this idea. Do I change the idea? Do I iterate it? What do I do?
Not necessarily. One thing I tend to discover with a lot of businesses is you start anyway. Because sometimes some people might not be attracted to something that is not in motion. And what some people want to do is collect all the money up front before they actually start. With whatever little money you have, start the process. Let it be a work in progress. Then maybe that might attract other people and go, okay, this guy has put his own money in. He really believes in this. Because sometimes, unless you take some risk yourself, other people would sit back and go, oh, he's not ready for business. So start anyway and see where it takes you. Because life is such a fantastic place where, as you go along with things, momentum, someone would definitely come along. An opportunity would definitely present itself. I'm sorry to say this for any banks or anything out there, even microfinance. I mean, these things can be very, very tedious. There are even a lot of loan companies out there at the moment that they give you money, a short-term loan.
The interest rates are crazy.
But the interest rates are crazy. I mean, it's really, really difficult. And especially when you're planning your business, you also have to plan the expenses involved for governance, taxation and things like that. So really, it's not easy for SMEs out there. But with a good plan, I mean, you can foresee and actually put these things into your organization.
So one of the things I also wanted to talk about was it looks like increasingly, I mean, you talked about people who are giving out loans, all this little, we call them loan sharks. But there are also new organizations coming up that want to support entrepreneurs. And they're offering grants and things like that.
Even the government is doing it.
So the government is doing it. But that can also be very challenging if you don't know what to do in writing your grants and preparing your plan. So how do you go about that?
Well, I always say everybody needs a mentor. And I personally, I have a mentor. And I don't believe if you're going to go into business, you shouldn't seek advice from people that already have gone ahead of you. There are always people that you can actually learn from. So I think it's very important for us to be able to have people that we're accountable to, that we go and meet, and even people that can help us to write our business plans, people that can give us the guidance that we require. It's very, very important to have that network and support. So I think anybody that's looking to start a business must start from that position. Then the plan comes in and so on and so forth.
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, there's never enough time to talk about everything we want to talk about. But if you want to hook up with Shariq Badamasi, make sure you go to JPIN Consult on social media, all social media, and ask him your questions. And of course, he'll be able to support you. He's a financial expert, so he'll probably bill you some. but I'm sure it wouldn't be so high. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Nice to
All
be
right,
here.
it's time for us to enjoy some good music. Mike, are you ready for us?
Yep, Yomi, I am, of course. But I'm not the one performing. I've got this wonderful and inspirational performer here, David. It's great to have you on the show this morning.
Yeah, thank
He has
you.
quite an inspirational story, but we're not talking about it now. We'll just have him perform, and then when he's done, we'll talk with him. All right?
Yeah.
David, take it away.
From nobody, from nobody to somebody, Lord has taken you. From nobody to somebody, Lord has taken you. From nobody to somebody. So it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to keep moving now. God has taken you from nobody to somebody, brother. God has taken you from nobody to somebody, yo. That life you're living before, you're not gonna live it anymore, because story to change you. From nobody to somebody, God has taken you far, far. Ọ̀rẹ́ má ṣe bínú sí mi. Nígbà tí kò sówó, you run for me. When I don't have anybody, you mock me all around. From nobody to somebody, from nobody to somebody, God has taken me. God has taken me from nobody to somebody. It's time for me to shine, and I'm gonna shine my light.
All right. I like that. I like that. Nobody to somebody. But then we'll be having a chat with Joseph, David. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a break, and when we get back, we'll have that chat. I love inspirational stories, and here with me this morning I've got Joseph, whose story is such an inspirational one. Now he's what you call a wonder of happenstance. His grass to grace story is quite an inspiring one. Now with Joseph I've got the one and only Wally Aroli. It's great to have you again,
nice
once
being
again.
here, man.
It's great, it's great.
Such an honor.
Wow, wow. You know, I personally today I want to listen. You know why? You see, I love stories like this. I love stories like this. I want to be inspired. And to a number of people, they've seen him perform at different times. They saw him on your Instagram and all of that. But people don't really understand how everything went down, right? Okay, so where do we start from? Let's start from Joseph's side. Joseph, let's start from your side. Where that morning, let's talk about the day you met William Aroli. That morning, how was it? Waking up that morning, going to the beach to play and all of that. What was it like that day? Talk to me.
Thank you very much. Actually, what happened was that I've started playing on the street over like 4 to 5 years when I was on the street. But
4 years.
4 years when I was.
And somebody will not see him and say, this is overnight. You think it just happened just once like that. Okay.
Actually, over 17 years of my life on the street, I didn't discover that. So it's someone that told me that I have a good voice, that I should go to the studio. I don't have a guitar. So that morning when I met with Uncle Aroli, I don't believe it. Because that morning, I don't wanted to go there. I don't wanted to go to the street. Because I was going to school then. Someone sponsored me where I was learning the guitar. Okay. So I was going to the school and I don't have transport. So I asked, okay, let me quickly do this in the morning. I don't know what, I don't want to do it. I don't know. But I just say, I just speak. And since when I've been there, nobody gave me money. I wanted to give up and start going. I just saw a car, black car, I just said, let me go to that car, maybe something will happen. Immediately I got there, I was just playing, I just start playing. Immediately they wind down the glasses, I just shout, oh my God, this is the person that be following up, comments, you know, I just like Wole Arole so much. I don't know that, that's how God will just, because I cannot cry, I don't even know, I don't even understand. I can be with Wole Arole and with Ashiri, I don't know. It's just God, it's God.
Okay. All right. So, Wole Arole, let's talk about your experience. What made you decide? Where did you decide that, look, this guy has a talent, I would want to be a part of his success story?
Actually, for me, my story is also an inspirational one. You know, I came from nothing to something, you get? And when it comes to helping people, it's something that I love to do. It's like what I'm called for. Wow. Because I've been in a situation where when I was doing comedy and all of that, I've tried to reach out to a few people and they didn't help me. So when I see people that are burdened with issues, I love to lend a hand of help. So that day I went to the Highland. I went for a meeting. So after the first meeting, I was going to go for another meeting at Civic Towers. So I was in the traffic. Then I saw a young guy. One thing that first of all tripped me about this guy, not that he was begging for money. He was just in the traffic. Once there was traffic, he just played that guitar. I just saw an amazing guy that just knocked on my window. He was playing, so I wind down. Fortunately for him, my younger brother was recording at this side. I just saw the young guy. He didn't look as if he had the need. And it was under his cousin's son. I said, what? Who is this guy? He was just playing the guitar. He said, Arole. Then immediately I said, give me your number, please. I won't miss this chance. My friend was recording. I said, don't worry. So I said, give me your number. Then I put a call through to him when I got home. And I made sure that, okay, when I got that the second day, I just put the video up online. And you know that the media world is powerful. It is. You know, I have a followership base of over 1 million. It is. So I put it, then one thing I now did was I put the video up and I actually put his number up. The people should call him. I had a lot of my fans that called him from America, from London. Yeah, in fact, his phone actually had to die. He needs a new phone, a very correct one. And one thing that really struck me was the fact that he's been playing at that place for a long time. Wow. A lot of people have passed that place and have seen him and nobody, you know, it's just to show that life is about help. You get, I'm not a pastor and I don't own a church. I'm not that big, I'm not that rich. You get, I'm just a young guy trying to bring something out of life. And I could identify, you see, I realized something. That people really identify a star in the mud. Wow. You know, people can associate with you guys because you're on the TV, because you're on the screen, because they see you. But there is something I'm trying to write. It's called me in the mud. People don't see gold in its raw form. But when it's refined, they identify that it's gold. Wow, you know what happens? We'll get back to this discussion. Let's check out how Wole Arole was able to see that gold in the mud. Let's take a look at this video.
Wole Arole about give up, everything will be fine. No matter what you're going through, keep moving every day. Never give up on your dreams. Amazing guy. Almost, I love your body. When you touch me, my body don't melt. Kiss me, my baby. You know, traffic, they koi. Also, it's hospital. Somebody must make it one way or the other. 090-9958-47. What's your name? What's your name? What's your Instagram handle? Instagram handle, Joseph David Rich Boy. DM me. Ah, yeah, play. David Rich Boy. Play again. Just call me Joseph. Stop with me, Joseph. Mama, where my low. That's call me Bado. Mama, where my low. That is why I don't have to give.
Oh God, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. You know, this is wonderful. Now let's talk about Joseph. How has your life changed after this opportune meeting with Arole?
My life really changed because where I was staying in the church, I stayed in Sule, the place I stayed there. People respect me. I don't know how people. I was just the day I was coming, I just saw that people were looking at me. Why are they looking at me? People are looking at me. Somebody just walked up to me. We saw you on Wole Arole post. We saw you this. I see me. I was even denying that it's not me. You are the one. You are the one. People that don't talk to me, they just come and I was like,
that's exactly what he said. People that didn't even talk to you before. But now somebody has discovered that diamond, and everybody.
Even people that I said I don't want to greet them anymore. They started greeting me. I was like, oh, in my street, the rumor was there in my street now. Shouting, Joseph, Joseph. There was a girl that first come and meet me. The girl just say, Brother Joseph, I saw you on you are playing, you are singing. I say, Jesus. So their parents just come out, they celebrate me, they say, don't worry, everything. They don't talk to me before. They just start encouraging me. People just, I was so baffled and I was so happy because I don't expect that. I was just...
Now I know, Willie, I know now that you have that, we live in a society where people are scared to help.
Definitely.
That's one thing, because I can tell you stories of people that wanted to help. Some of them have gone as far as even losing their lives. Some have gone as far as very serious things. Yeah. How is it possible to know when you should help? And I don't know, how do you feel? Because I know people are scared. I'm like, okay, I want to help, but the society, I've tried before. Yes, I got my fingers burnt. How?
You're very correct. Yeah, you're very correct. But one thing I feel about help is the fact that for me, there's something that pushes you to help. You get a lot of people that have actually tried to reach out to me that, you know, you can't help everybody. You should have that at the back of your mind. It's God that can do that. You are not God. You know that. You are just in God's image. You understand? You are just in the image of Him. So you try as much as possible to do things that
last you could be pastor.
I'm a prophet now. You get. But that's some people that you will be pushed to. You know, you will be moved to help. You get. And one thing about help is people don't know this. Let me tell you this. When it comes to help, you don't know what somebody needs at a particular point in life that will make that person not give up the ghost.
Wow.
So don't feel that what can you do? A word of encouragement can go so much. After that day, before that, maybe after the moment I met this guy, I don't know where he was going to. I don't know what is next for him. And imagine the kind of talent that is in this guy. So my mind is just that, see, just as much as you are moved to do this stuff, you might feel that, and people feel incapacitated. Like, okay, I don't have money, I don't have a car, even in your nothingness, some people still have something that they'll get out of
do. Wow. I see, look, we could sit down for the whole 2 hours. I have something to get from you, but thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much, David. I'm looking forward. I'm just wishing you the best. I mean, the sky's your limit. I mean, you're with this wonderful man.
And thank you for inviting us.
Yes. So we'll get you more for that. We'll get you more for that. All right. So, all right. That's as much as we can take. These wonderful guys, wonderful performance. Thank you very much. But then let's head over to the kitchen. Let's see how far Chef Tina and of course Mary have gone with our breakfast this morning. So how far, guys? What's happening? How far with our breakfast this morning?
You know what they say about a long way. We have come a long way. The chicken has already been boiled. It's still steaming right now. It's boiling, but it's as good as ready.
It's good as
right
ready.
on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're making chicken curry soup. Chinese curry soup and white rice. And so that's it. Let's get started with the process.
Okay, chicken is already cooked. Yeah. The next thing that will go in is the carrot. Then your cauliflower.
Yeah, there you go. Cauliflower. What's the purpose of the cauliflower anyway? That's not a vegetable many people are used to.
You can use any kind of vegetable you want.
Okay.
You can use mushroom.
Okay.
In place of mushroom, I'm using the cauliflower now.
The cauliflower.
Yes.
So you can either, you can't use both. You have to use either.
Yes.
Cauliflower or mushroom.
Yes.
Is it very expensive?
It is. It's really very expensive. Then the next thing that is going in is
the potatoes.
Sweet potato.
Okay.
Irish potatoes.
You can replace that with sweet potato then?
No.
You can't? Because I heard you say sweet potato.
No,
so I
Irish potatoes.
Irish potato then. Okay. After that?
You just your sausage.
All right. Goes in as well.
It's a very fast
as long as you have all your ingredients prepared.
Ready.
Okay. It's coming out nicely. You're so excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, when you really love what you're doing,
yeah,
you really be excited. I'm adding my chili pepper now.
Okay.
The reason why I like using chili pepper or black pepper It's because of, you know, we're in Nigeria. Yeah. We like food that has...
Very spicy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And outside being spicy, peppery, you know. Some people will say, Chinese soup again, no pepper, you know, so I like having
original Chinese soup doesn't have that much. I don't think they can stand pepper. They go red in the face.
Yeah.
So you're putting all of this now?
Yes.
Okay.
I really love my vegetable to be crunchy.
Okay.
You know, so you will not allow it to be too cooked.
This is the spring onions.
Spring onions, yeah.
Oh, I thought the spring onions was for later. Interesting. They're all cooking together.
Yes. And our white onions.
Wow. So the white onions that we boiled the chicken with don't qualify anymore?
Don't.
Wow. Okay. This is coming out nice. I can see cucumber. What's the cucumber for?
I actually want to do cucumber boat salad.
Boat salad.
Then chicken in it.
Interesting. Okay. All right, so pepper, in fact, let's just say everything goes in at once. So for how long will it boil?
For 3 minutes.
And it's ready?
It's ready.
Oh my goodness. This is super easy after you've done all the cutting though. All right, now, yes, the margarine.
The margarine, yes. Just little
just
of it.
Just has to have some oil in it. The chicken oil, I thought was enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my, who wouldn't want to have this soup, especially for breakfast? You don't even need the rice or anything else, just carry it and drink and get ready. No need for coffee or tea or anything else. The corn flour yet or much later?
We had corn flour, yes.
Okay. The corn flour you saw earlier was in powder form. Now it's already had water in it, so you need to do this before including it.
Yeah.
So it can spread evenly. The purpose of the corn flour, as Chef Tina told us, was to thicken it, right?
Yes.
And according to the amount of corn flour you use, the thicker your soup will be. So if you want to make eba and this kind of soup, you just know that you put all the corn flour in your house.
So we just allow it to simmer for 3 minutes.
And it's ready. I see the rice is cooking.
Yes.
Okay. So the boat salad should be ready as at when the food itself will be ready. What you're looking at right now is Chinese curry soup with white rice. That's what we're serving today. And well, much later, you can always check out our website and of course check us out on Facebook to see what the process is like. Chef Tina Akpan of Tasty Treats is with us today. I need you to stay with us. We'll be right back. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
When it comes to Yoruba, you know, there's this tush Yoruba. There's like, "Mo fẹ́ jáde."
Nobody speaks Yoruba like that.
No.
Nobody speaks Yoruba like that.
I just heard some tush. So that's my own.
This morning I was hungry. I still am. You know, I'm looking at what people can do in the morning to just, you know, douse some hunger. I still am.
Is that not coconut?
You like coconut? Yeah?
Coconut candy, right?
Do you know
it's still the season of love.
Are you kidding?
So Titi did her own. Mary, you don't catch.
You went for exam and brought coconut candy.
Coconut candy.
It's the season
Please,
of
let's
love.
be going for exam every week.
How many times?
I hope people won't think this is like something else.
You here know what it is. No, Titi said something.
Nichi foods.
Titi gave us chocolate at that time. And it's not about it's about the thought, right?
Yes, of course.
The thought and the action.
Yeah.
Because you can think
Thank
of giving
you,
without
Mike.
giving.
I actually
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
this.
So, you know, something early in the morning, you know, there's something we used to have, and then I was changing.
So you have 3 of these in your jacket, or you have more?
I have more.
You have more.
Do you remember this cartoon Ghost? Is it,
I can't believe this.
What's the one cartoon? These guys that bring out this.
Inspector Gadget.
No. Globetrotters. Is it Globetrotters?
Yeah, this
that
brings
guy that
out
has
of his hair.
His hair and all, and he just brings out stuff like that. So I
Can you
like
imagine? See how he has
you want me to bring more?
Amazingly, you know,
Yes.
coconut
Okay, no, this one is something for
is
Christy.
quite fibrous. You know, it's really good for you. It helps
No,
your
when I go in
digestion.
coconut oil, I just feel like coconut oil is an elixir that can cure anything. Someone say you are coconut,
Coconut oil.
You can grow your hair. I've rubbed it on my hair. Gee. Oh my God. I don't know.
Nothing.
Then they could use it to
You know those things that
raise
they used to show us on Molo's, and somebody would stand like this thing.
it can cure all the diseases in your family line.
You know, no, but connecting it to what you said now, connecting to what we I really said earlier. You see, no matter what you're doing, yeah, there's dignity in labor.
Yes.
You know, there's dignity in labor. Yes, many of them might not know better. That might just be what they have there to sell at that point. They might not, but then there's dignity in labor. Whatever it
to
is.
what you
That
believe in.
story is so inspirational.
Very
I mean,
powerful. And
it's something that anyone who watches it will know that there's hope for them.
Yes.
Like, there's just never, it's just never over.
I could hear some Tracy Chapman in there. I could hear some Lauryn Hill in there. I could hear so many influences. And if a producer can just grab that guy and channel him well, we have a star on our hands.
The guy is actually very good. Let's not look at the face value. There's so many people like Timmy that
That's enough.
We have to enter the news now. If we continue, we have to enter the
Really-
news now.
That's
really
enough.
talented.
That's enough
Really
Monday
talented.
motivation.
Yeah,
for me.
enough.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. So most people agree that general perception about an individual is important, but even more important is how a person sees himself or herself. And it's often said that self-esteem is the bank from which confidence is withdrawn. Which is why this morning we're going to be talking about overcoming low self-esteem. And to talk about that, we have none other than Modupe Akinsion. She's a certified John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer. Welcome back to the studio.
I know, right, Tizzy? Thank you so much, and good morning, viewers.
Okay, this is a big deal.
All
this
right.
self-esteem issue.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what are the first things you see that lead you to conclude someone has low self-esteem?
I really appreciate that question because sometimes a lot of people are not even aware that they have low self-esteem. But this usually comes out when people are not able to dream big.
Okay.
All right, so you can find, for instance, at a place of work, an employee is asked to take on a task or a project, and he or she begins to feel, I'm not capable, I don't think I can do that. Or let me be more specific now. So you have issues where someone is asked to lead a meeting or take a presentation, and you say things like, you know what, but I can't stand in front of people, I don't know what to say, and all that, So people are afraid to do a lot of things because they have a sense of low esteem.
Okay, so where does this come from? It feels like there has to be something that leads to this. Or is it just normal to have that kind of anxiety, maybe when you're given a big task or project to do, or something is supposed to be done, but then you don't go towards that direction?
Right. So it's not normal. All right. It's okay if you feel overwhelmed, at taking a new task for the first time. Maybe it's a project you've never handled before. But if you have a positive self-esteem, you're just going to take it as one of the challenges that will stretch you to grow, like we discussed last week. But a person with a low self-esteem is going to say, you know what, I'm not able to do X, Y, Z, either because he or she has been told severally that he's a failure, she's a failure, maybe she's never going to amount to any good. Sometimes parents speak ill to their children. Sometimes it's even the team members we work with at work who says, you know what, you really can't do anything good with yourself. So sometimes it comes from the association, whether it's family or friends or people we interact with on a regular basis.
Okay, so I'm thinking, I want to go back to where you said parents and children. I'm always very particular about that.
Right.
So in other words, I know there are a lot of parents who have been known to talk down on their kids,
Right,
like saying things like you're a useless child, or you're a useless boy, or you don't know anything, or you're stupid, or things like that. Are you saying that later on in life, this affects the self-esteem of that child?
Absolutely. So words are like seeds. And each time you speak those words into people, whether they're your children or your colleagues, you're actually sowing into a soil of some sort, like their heart is a soil. And over time, it will germinate. They will keep remembering those things, They will keep remembering that they've been told they're failures and all that. And each time they want to attempt stuff, it keeps coming back that remember you're a failure. The people who love you, who are supposed to believe the best about you, I've told you can't amount to any good. So you over time begin to believe it because it keeps coming back, you know, to that individual.
Okay, so what about in a marriage, for instance, in a relationship, even girlfriend, boyfriend, even among
Husband,
friends?
wife, friends, yeah.
I'm thinking about this self-esteem issue because, you know, in a group of friends or even in a relationship, there always seems to be one more dominant person.
Right.
Are we saying that that one dominant person has a higher level of self-esteem than the others?
Well, not exactly, because sometimes people who demonstrate unusual strength amongst their peers, you know, sometimes even have an overrated assessment of themselves. So sometimes some people are hiding their insecurity in bossing people around, right? So it's not an indication that the individual has more positive self-esteem, okay? So we need to drill down to know what the issues are. But what I tell people is you need to be able to do a personal appreciation of yourself. The same way you have realtors evaluate property. So before a property is sold, you need to establish the worth. So you need to appreciate yourself and say, you know what are my strengths? What are those areas I'm good at? That's where you're able to estimate your worth. And, you know, esteem comes from the word estimation, is having a good appreciation of your worth or what you're able to do. So that you're domineering does not necessarily mean that you have good self-esteem.
Okay, so now let's work on solutions to this problem. Okay, so you have someone who just believes that they can't amount, it's already been sown into them, it's already started germinating, and it's affecting their work, it's affecting their life, their relationships. Where would you start first to trying to heal or change this mindset?
Right. The first thing is to stop the leakage. So whatever it is that is drowning or draining every sense of confidence you have in yourself should be stopped. All right. Avoid associations that pull you down. Avoid places that do not bring out your strengths. All right. So that's one way you need to stop that leakage. So assess your relationships. Who are those people that are always telling you those negative things? You know, how do you not interact with these people? But sometimes it's difficult for people who are in families because you can't run from a spouse in that sense, you know, that is always talking you down. Or maybe you're still under your parents and they are talking ill. But at some point you need to take some drastic steps. So how do I nip it in the bud? Sometimes it comes from sharing your dreams with people who are not even able to handle it. So you share a dream and then somebody, come on, you know what? You're being too overly ambitious and all that. You need to know that I cannot talk to this person. Then the next thing you need to do is do a self-appreciation. I realize that, you know, if you have a spare time on your hands, most likely people will start thinking of places to visit, friends to be with or hang out with and all that. Sometimes you need to sit down and pay attention to yourself. You need to sit down and ask yourself, you know what? I am all I've got. How do I sit down and assess what my strengths are? People have told me the things I can't do, but can I just take stock of what I can do for myself? So you need to spend time and take an inventory of your strengths and your weaknesses, right?
I really wish we could keep
go
going,
on.
but I feel like we should go on social media and talk some more about it. Make sure you tweet to us at TVC Connect with the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. We also have an email address that you can send a mail to. If you're having issues like this, maybe we'll be able to address some of those issues on subsequent programs. And of course, maybe we'll get you in touch with Modupe. Thank you so much, for coming to the studio one more time.
Thank you.
It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's about time for us to go over to the kitchen. Something smells good.
There's a lot smelling good here. You can see all the work that has been done by Chef Tina Akpan of Tasty Treats. There's going to be quite a spread from all indications, but what I'm sure you're very interested in is this. That's the cucumber boat salad. Now, how did you achieve this? Because you've gone over all of this, but this one is very interesting. Nobody has seen you make this. How did you achieve this?
You know, in everything we do, we always have a recipe. And one thing I tell people is all about presentation. Everybody does the same thing you do, but one thing is presentation.
Is the way you present your meals.
Is the way you present it. I used my cucumber. I just have cut it into two. Okay. I made a well in it.
Okay.
Then
that's
I have
why the chicken can rest inside.
Can rest inside. Then I have my chicken in mayonnaise.
You rub it in mayonnaise,
yes.
or you rub mayonnaise over it?
I rub it in mayonnaise. Wow. You just put your chicken deep in the mayonnaise, and voila, it's out. I have my carrots, my tomatoes, my spring onions. You know, both actually have that, the stick you use to paddle the canoe.
Yes, the paddles. You know? Oh, that's the purpose of this.
Yes.
To act as paddles. Why didn't I think of that before? So where's the person paddling it? This is the person paddling
it. That's the chicken.
The chicken. Okay, and this is supposed to be like, okay, reeds in the river or wherever the boats may be.
Yeah.
This is interesting. So what do you usually serve this with, or is it just on its own?
It's on its own.
Okay, so what course do we call this one?
You can call it second course.
Second course.
Yeah.
I know normally soups are usually the first course,
yes.
so this is the second course.
Yes.
How long does it take to make this?
It doesn't really take time.
It can be served as a snack at a party as well?
Yes, it can.
Okay, so here's the sauce. Perhaps you can take us through how we arrived at this soup. Okay. It's the Chinese curry soup with white rice, okay? That's what we made today. So how did we achieve this?
We had our chicken, spring onions, green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper. You know, we're in a colorful country. We have to make our food colorful. Then there was, we had our corn flour.
Corn flour.
We had our...
we also had curry, thyme. We had the ground ginger and garlic with some water in it.
Then
and of course the
Irish potatoes.
Yeah, the sausages.
The sausages.
So how did we bring it all together?
The first thing you do,
by the way, you can check out the recipe, or rather the ingredients we made use of, or it's currently on your screen at the moment. So just check your screen right now for the ingredients used to achieve this. There's a lot in it, and I'm particularly interested in the cauliflower. Is it possible to, you said cauliflower or mushroom?
Mushroom, yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to also include broccoli in this?
If you want, it all depends on what you want. Like I rightly
said, it's either cabbage, it's either mushroom or cauliflower.
I said whatever vegetables you want to use, yes.
Yeah,
you can go ahead with it.
If you're allergic to something here, you can always replace it with something else as long as it works for you. That's what counts. So how did we now do this? First, we put in, we boiled the chicken.
The chicken.
What did you use to boil the chicken?
I used my Maggi.
Yeah.
I use my salt, and ginger, garlic, and onions first to start with. Then I allow the chicken to cook.
Boil.
Yes, and if you want to make this kind of dish, soft chicken, it's ideal for it because it doesn't take time. It's something that's, let me say, between like 30 minutes, you're ready.
Wow.
You know, imagine you're having a guest coming over to the house and maybe you just want to do quickie stuff. So this can go.
And you can see it serves so many people. Yeah, so just one pot of this and you're good. Well, we'll go on a break now. We'll be right back with Sukomi Omobolanle on the couch. And many thanks to Chef Tina Akpan of Tasty Treats. Stay with us at Wake Up Nigeria.
Talk to me. Juicy is here. Configuring on the cameras. And then the Vision Mixer, Magic Finger. We are coming back on server 1.
Okay, from server 1 to
server 1. We go to kitchen or campfire. And then this audio guy is here, always punching and telling us the mic is not on. No.
Olamikwosi, our audio mixer, passed on Friday last week at the age of 35. He died at the hospital where he was recuperating.
His death came as a result of a ghastly motor accident along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway a few weeks back. He's survived by his lovely wife and extended family.
May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Wow, such a great guy.
Honestly, always had a smile on his face.
Yeah,
always willing to
always
help.
on duty, ensuring
fact.
that the work is done.
And
our hearts just go out to the
to
entire
his family.
and even the crew here. Everyone is in a sober mode this morning.
Of course.
Yeah.
And on a lighter note, we have to begin rounding up the show, but we have a celebrity guest in the studio, and his name is Sukanmi Omobolanle. Now, he's a Nigerian actor and movie director. He's also the son of popular comic actor Sunday Omobolanle, popularly known as Aluwe. So it's safe to say that he's no stranger to the movie industry. He's starred in over 100 movie productions, directed, and of course appeared in both Yoruba and English productions.
Thanks, nice to have you join us this morning. Always looking cool and calm, like a gentleman.
Thank you so much.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, good.
So the first thing I want to ask, I mean, anybody who grew up in the same house with Papi Lue,
Yeah.
we want to know whether it's the same persona that we see on TV, that is the same way he is at home.
Well, actually, with my father, I think it's actually different.
Okay.
Because he's actually a clown, like my friend. My friends call him while I was growing up, you know, out there on the TV. But coming to the house, he's a total different person.
Wow.
So to say, I think my father, growing up, I think I'll term him a disciplinarian.
Wow.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really?
No, honestly, because while I was growing up, you know, out there, everybody sees Papi Lue to be like so funny, but trust me, I didn't get that easy growing up with him in the house, because my father would not spare you if you actually misbehave in the house.
Okay.
You know, growing up for me, then that was what it was like.
I feel like you had to have, you know, been exposed to so many movie sets and must have heard some interesting stories about, you know, when your father was, you know, in production.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, you know, if he wasn't an actor, do you think this is what you would be doing right now?
Well, if my father wasn't an actor, well, I think I'll still be in the army right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, because you went to a military school, actually.
I have this military upbringing.
Yeah.
You know, I had my secondary school. I went to Nigerian military school, Zaria, and I was supposed to continue in that trend, but fortunately...
It's very strange, though. I mean, you went to NMS.
Yeah, I went to
Wow.
NMS.
Because, I mean, if you go to NMS, you're just supposed to continue and, you know...
Yeah, it's supposed to continue, but I felt I had a different calling, so to say, so I decided to quit the army for showbiz.
Okay. And how has that been going, really?
Well, honestly, it's been wonderful because I'm doing what I want to do. That's what matters. This is where my happiness lies. You know, I love to be an actor, and I enjoy being an actor. It's something I've actually been used to, you know, growing up, and so that's just it.
All right, so I mean, it's exactly 10 years since the movie Gongwaso, which was one of the major movies that you did. You was quite popular.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things that I know you have tried to do, as you were initially seen as like, oh, Yoruba actor, but you've also tried to transcend all of that and, you know, also blend into other genres as well. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm actually, for me, being called a Yoruba actor is just, I think it's because I'm Yoruba. That's why you say, oh, he's a Yoruba actor. I think you're just trying to like tell people he's a Yoruba boy who is an actor, because I think the word that is meant to be used is an actor.
Okay.
I mean, not being tribalistic. I mean, talking about the Nollywood generally, you're talking about Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. That's what makes up Nollywood. So trying to segregate by calling somebody a Yoruba actor is just say, oh, is this Yoruba tribe guy who's actually an actor? That's the way I say it.
You don't even look Yoruba, actually.
Well, even the way you're dressed
with this
today.
cap, you look, you look Fulani.
I'm a Nigerian, actually.
So I think, you know, quite a lot of actors have maybe a veteran star that they like to channel. I'm wondering whether international or not as international, maybe local, which actor would you like to maybe work with in future?
Well, honestly, working with actors, for me, it's like it's open. Okay. I look forward to work with every actor out there,
So-
internationally, locally. I mean, I channel my way to work with anybody.
Because I know that Yomi wants to, you know, maybe act with Wesley Snipes one day.
Wow, that's a big
that-
dream. I like that.
That's from way back. I'm not sure I'm still interested. But you married your sweetheart of 19 years.
Wow.
Amazing.
19 years?
With that,
As 19 years?
Well,
I think it's more than 19 years.
it's more than 19 years. So it's very, it's a, when you look at the world of celebrity, you know, usually it's always up and down. Oh, he was dating this person, he was dating this person. But you decided that you were going to stick with one person and then, you know, get married to her. You guys have a kid now. Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well, actually, I think I actually found the right woman at a very early stage of my life, and I decided like stick to that river. I mean, what's the point of chasing after? I mean, I'm not used to that. So basically, for me, it's like I found love at a very tender age, and I fell in love, and I'm sticking to love. So that's just my story, really. So that's just it.
I like your cool and calm
Oh,
feel.
oh my goodness.
No
I'm
wahala,
sticking to
dude.
love. Okay.
All right, so we're going to take a look at one of your works and then come back and just round it up, have some breakfast.
Positive. This can't be happening. I mean, it doesn't for me now.
Me, kilo mean.
Kí ni mo mean? I don't mean anything. Because I'm trying to just understand it. There was ever a time to suffer nípa ipe mo ready àti fẹ́yàwó. Talk less of Vicky mo fẹ́ bímọ.
Ṣé mi náà wá plan gbogbo eléyìí ni? Why do you ṣe báyìí fún mi?
It's your fault. Shuri, let me tell you one thing. Two things. One, Shuri, my coffee color get rid of shit to business. Secondly, my fair go shaking go follow interpretation. Okay, Jadi abiklongbe, Jadi kon lemi.
Ní kémi jáde kúrò ní ilé ẹ̀. Kémi jáde. Epo ẹ̀gúsí mi dohun tá gbọ́dọ̀ jírí níyì.
No, àti mo ti ń fẹ́ mo mọ̀ kó gidi ọkàn. Tí o bá follow orúkọ yẹn, èmi á jẹ́ orúkọ yẹn.
All right, so exciting. I mean, it's so you've got a movie coming out. You're working on something.
Yeah,
now,
definitely. We're done with everything. Took so long. Yes, we had our challenges and everything, but thank God, my management and myself have been able to actually put things together. So it's called The Last Race.
The Last Race.
Last race. Give us a tiny, quick, sharp plot.
No, they can't give you the plot now.
Why not?
It's very simple.
What? What?
Love.
Love. Really?
Last Race.
No, love. Okay. Last Race. Yeah, it deals with love. It talks about what we have in this country, like societal ills and you know, the ghetto life to, you know, transcend it to the urban life, and these two souls glued together from beginning to the end.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so we're going to invite you to breakfast.
It's time to eat. Yeah,
we have Chef Tina.
She's been hard at work.
Hard at work.
Never knew I was actually going to come to breakfast.
Yes, so
all we need now are just chairs here. You know, quite a spread.
This is yours. This is yours.
This is a Monday morning party.
I am rooting for Chef Tina. Chef
Monday
Tina
morning
for president.
President of Food Club.
Chef Tina for president. That is.
Okay,
Wow.
so you're welcome to the
You have
kitchen.
outdone yourself. Like, this is amazing.
This is Chinese curry soup and white rice. And this is cucumber boat salad. So we're going to let Chef Tina take us through the
Cucumber
process
what?
now. Cucumber boat salad.
Boat.
Tell us, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about how we achieve this.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Which one are we going first?
Let's do this first. Then we do the boat salad.
Okay. We have, this is Chinese soup and white rice. In it, we used chicken, we had our sausages, we had our green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper, then our chili pepper. You know, Nigeria, we like atta, you know, so I know Mary will just come now and say, this one soup again. Hope there is pepper, you know, I use that.
Chinese soup, I won't lie, I was like, oh
What's
God,
this- what's
all
this
these
brown
bland
thing?
things.
What's that?
Okay, that's your soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
When you're done with everything, you can be a very good cook in the kitchen, but one thing that will make you stand out is presentation.
Very true.
Presentation, you know.
And this looks good.
There's something I detest when you serve me rice, you pour the stew on it. I feel like, what's this?
Oh, wow.
You know, so it's always good to present your food and, you know.
Go ahead. Yes,
Please go
yes,
ahead.
you
This
need
one's
to have a
too
taste.
very warm.
Wow.
Please.
Right.
Go ahead.
And then the what do you call it, boat salad?
Yeah.
Right.
You have
No,
your
you have to use
cucumber.
spoon because
Oh,
Chinese
spoon.
use, yeah, the
Oh,
Chinese, they use
spoon.
spoon.
I thought
This
it was a
fork is
fork.
actually for
Where's the
the
chopsticks?
salad.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I need chopsticks for this one.
Chopsticks. It's not shop.
Tina, yeah.
Tina, please go ahead.
Chopsticks for this one.
The boat salad.
We have a cucumber,
Okay.
chicken in mayonnaise.
Chicken dipped in man.
What's going on here?
Then you
What
have
just
your
happened right now?
carrot.
Chicken in mayonnaise. All right, let's say our goodbyes, Yomi,
All
before we
right, a
get...
big thank you to all our guests for joining us this morning. Sheriff Badamosi,
Nice.
Modupe Akinsiun,
Yes.
and of course Sukomi Ombolanle for joining us this morning, man.
Big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for all the kitchen accessories and, of course, Fola's Place for styling our hair.
All right.